So good morning, everyone. I know that you cannot see me, and I apologize for that. I guess I could switch it so you can see the outside world over there. So hello. Oh. Alright, so if anybody else is also dealing with as much stress as I am, oh good, look, see, this is something you should be doing. Nice back bend. The concept of listening to your body. Now, be aware of something, that if you are not used to opening your body up, and you've been closed off for a long time, that if you all of a sudden start opening yourself up, and like if you're trying to open yourself by putting pillows under your back or something, that what will happen is that it'll feel really good that day, but if you don't drink a lot of water, or you don't release the tension from that stress, then you will end up experiencing what I'm experiencing today. So it's actually quite impressive how I am a body-mind listener, and yet I often don't follow a lot of my own knowledge tips. But I still know the knowledge. It's just a matter of practicing them and having the discipline to practice. So I do understand when other people... One of the emphases that I have about this channel, that I would like to make it as a landing point. This channel is more geared for not necessarily for people who are already out there listening to their body, or who are already out there exercising a lot and who are already actively exercising. This channel is more geared for people who either once were in shape, or they were or haven't been in shape for your entire life. And you want to get started, but you're one of those people who goes to your New Year's resolution in about a week in, or a day in, or or an hour in. You're like, screw it, and you don't follow through with anything that you wanted to do during that resolution. And so every day, every week, you begin again, and you're like, I'm going to start all over again. And it's that it's like every day is your day one. And not every day, every week is your day one. Every week is your day one, week one. You're going to try to do this stuff. And so I like this channel to be geared more of, one, forgiveness, teaching love for yourself and celebration for those 5 minutes. And there are a lot of people I would expect that have similar situations to me, where if you got dishes done that day, you was like an amazing thing. Or if you spent 10 minutes working out or listening to your body, it was an amazing gift you gave yourself. And so the idea of permission to be allowing of yourself. And so when you sit here listening to me, I would like and appreciate it. I'm going to be doing the same thing, of where you are helping take time to listen. One of the reasons why this is dark, one is because Mom's asleep in the other room, or the other bed, and I'm going to show a little picture of Mom. She's over there nicely sleeping, yay! But it's that idea of breathing and taking a moment and having it be dark, so that it's less about visual, and this is more about being, existing with me, present, allowing, taking deep breaths, just letting yourself be alive. I don't know how many of y'all are under stress and where there's the bills to pay, there's the things to do for the people around you or the people that are expecting things from you, and you're like, can I show my mom again? That's kind of an intrusion on her privacy. She is asleep, so no. I do have another channel that we do family things on, and we walk around as a family, so I have a lot of YouTube experiments that I work on, and some of them are family things, and you can welcome. And I even have a YouTube channel dedicated just to her, so if you want to see her, please check out the other YouTube channel. Okay. I was going to tell myself that I wasn't going to pay attention too much to the comments, because it's very easy to get distracted by your comments, and I love that there are comments there, because it's letting people, knowing that people exist, so thank you, I appreciate that. So if I hope that some of you guys will become clients, and then we could do one-on-one or Zoom calls. I am currently, as I'm just getting back into this world, I had to kind of take a break from having clients and stuff because, well, a lot of things. The COVID happened, and then I started caring for my mom full-time, and I at first did not think it was going to be possible to take on clients again with my mom. It was an existential crisis. I don't know if anybody else has taken care of somebody who's needs care, and she also has Maury's, so I have to learn how to go from touch, which is what was my thing. I was a touch therapist. My skill, my talent was I could put my hands on your body and, help you delve into yourself and cure your whatever. I wouldn't cure you. I'm not, although I'm working on magic, I don't, at this time, have the confidence to say, oh, I can cure you. Plus, it's illegal for me to say that. But it would definitely, I loved how people would walk away from sessions and just be like, wow, just the magic of touch. And the thing is that each one of us, all of you guys have that ability. Now, if y'all do try to do it and you're nervous about it, it's harder to create that. So maybe y'all try to touch people and people go because they don't like the nervousness or the unsurety or the uncertainty that you might have if you have that. But if you do like touch and it's firm and it's gentle and it's not sexual, just loving, caring, wonderful, just hi, I'm here. This world is so touch hungry that you need to be careful of boundaries of people's space. I have had friends and clients, so we're a family of huggers. Every time a person comes to visit, we hug them when they arrive, we hug them when they leave. And I have some friends who we had to teach them how to do that. And I also have acquaintances who are in their religious, they cannot be touched, especially not by a woman. But even any kind of touch, it's very difficult. If you are in Houston, and I do offer, I'm not a professional huggist, and I'm not a professional touch therapist. I am not allowed to legally charge anybody for massage anymore. And I'm not willing to do the techniques or the certification with which to be legal. But I chatter a lot, especially when I'm listening. I prefer listening. This is an experiment of just trying to get my name out there, get my services known. What my talent, where I thrive, is actual one-on-one connection where I'm helping people listen to their bodies. And it's hard for me to demonstrate just singly, although I guess I can demonstrate on myself. So I do try to do some videos, But I'm wanting to get live because I need to get, we need to be able to do this for a living again. So I am trying to get out there. It's so hard. A lot of times when I'm doing this, I want to start singing. But it's also really embarrassing because I do not sing well. But sound is very important to listening to oneself, allowing, giving yourself permission to have your voice of sound. And it could be just breath sounds, the alphabet. Ah, A, E, O, U. Some of the other professionals, they emphasize some for your liver, like the shh, and they do all produce, that felt good, different effects. I hope that if you're there, you will try some different sound breaths. Yum. Adbe Padme Hum. A part of me is still nervous about being on here, and my first thought is I have to be entertaining you every second. But part of what I want to teach and give people permission to be able to do in the safe space with me is learning how to just sit and be. Not necessarily meditation. There are people, a lot of people don't want to do meditation for many different reasons. A fear of it, or thinking that they don't know how to do meditation, thinking that, and I actually can relate to a lot of this. For the longest time, I grew up in a Buddhist background. I had a father who was deeply Buddhist, and we went every Saturday to various temples as they were all getting started around here. And so I have a lot of exposure, and we even went to retreats, and I could never sit, especially as a young kid. There's no way I could sit inside a room, and but if I went out in nature, I could just sit and be present with the nature around me. But then when my world had less exposure to nature, I was realizing that I need to learn how to meditate. And I kept saying to Dad, I can't do this breath thing. That just doesn't work for me. And for years, I just didn't relate to a lot of the concepts of meditation. But then when I started doing more body-mind listening, just checking in with my body, my posture. I wanted to fix my posture. I'm one of those people who has horrible posture. All my life, I've had horrible posture. And it's because I don't have good, strong core muscles. I really believe that. Even though I was a dancer most of my life, I still was a person who slouched. And I found that just the idea of concentrating on my posture was a great meditative tool. It's really impressive how easy it is to just, you try to stay sitting up straight, and 10 seconds go by and it's very easy to go. And I recently I don't know if any of you guys have heard of hybrid calisthenics. Was that the guy that taught it? Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. And actually Flexi Guy too, if y'all are fans of his. Don't say for sure that I've that these are the people who did this, where I had the ideas from. I don't remember exactly which one. But I've heard it many places, the concept that it really isn't about having great posture. Having a healthy spinal cord is not necessarily about having good posture. It's about movement. And so I saw this great Russian YouTuber. She does snake dance. Maybe if you type into YouTube, Russian snake dance. And I actually would love, I'm going to try to get brave enough to do what she did. And I'm not as amazing as she is, but where it's just of the back only. And I do have a different channel for dancing stuff, and I was thinking I should put it on there, of where it's just the beauty and the pleasure of moving your spinal cord. And I don't know, if you're there, I hope you will do that, where you just, I'm doing this, and I'm like, oh goodness, tweaking my neck. Be very careful. If your neck is out of whack, if your back is out of whack, any one of these movements could tweak you if you're not used to this. So it's really important, if you haven't been doing this for a while, and if you're getting started again, or even if you have been doing this for a while. I know so many people who are like really in shape, and one move, it just takes one move and you tweak your back and you're out of commission for a month or 2 or 3 or however long. So when you do your motions, please go slow. Just really, really enjoy your movements. Enjoy slowness. That's my thing. I love slow. I love taffy. I'm a taffy person. Just allow yourself to do a circular motion. And when you're listening to me talk, like I do this a lot when I'm watching, no, it depends on my energy levels. I do this actually a lot when I'm watching webinars, for some reason, because I'm feeling empowered when I watch a webinar. And so I don't want to just be listening. So I do a lot of movement, and that's actually what I do probably the best, checking in with my body as I just start checking in and moving. So anytime you're with me, even if you're just laying in bed, I mean, you can, there was this great, I don't know if you guys have ever listened to sound healers on YouTube. They had this great belly dancing music style, and it was such that it was encouraging me to just, and so I was just laying there in bed, and I was just very, very, I mean, I don't know if I can duplicate it right now while I'm sitting up, but just very subtle. Yeah, it's hard for you to tell. I don't see it on camera, but I was taking my hips and just very, very subtly lifting up side to hip and moving around and dancing around. And then eventually I finally got through the, not apathy, but the solidifying that happens to me a lot, and actually stood up and danced. And I was very grateful for that, because I actually love movement. I really do. It's hard for me to believe that now, because I have so solidified over the years. But when I was younger, I was such an avid dancer, and I'll tell that. People get sick of hearing that eventually if they follow me too much. But when I was younger, I thought I was going to die if I could never dance again. I almost got fired from several jobs because I didn't know how to sit still. Like, I was a hostess at a restaurant, and I wanted to dance to the music. I mean, I thought it would be great for the restaurant people, personally, but yeah, no, the managers didn't like that. And then when I turned 18, I went through some events in my life, and very slowly, starting with those traumatic events over the years, and compounded with some of the stuff with my ex, who, oddly enough, I ended up with somebody who I don't think really appreciated movement very much, or I don't know, like when I listen to most men or women, they love watching people dance, and you know, it didn't do anything for it. I kind of wondered if I had a husband who had been interested in movement, that if I would have kept moving and kept dancing a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes I really do think he was gay, but no, I know he's not, because he's so infatuated with many women. But, you know, whatever. I don't know anything about him now. He's a stranger now, so sadly, yes, that's a long story. Well, we'll go there. So if any friends of his ever meet him, I'm sure he's wonderful. Now yeah. Let's just not go there. It's not right now. So many people who said hi. If you're there, lift your arms over your head. Do you know how many clients I have? I'm going to say this over and over again. How many clients I've had who cannot lift their hands over their head. And I'm going to pause for just a second so I can see this message. Yeah, all right. And back. Guess what, Mama? It's actually morning. Morning? Yeah. Is it morning where you guys are? Our sleep schedule has gotten completely turned around, and it actually is to our benefit. I mean, there are a lot of benefits to having our sleep schedule turned around. I do miss the vitamin D, though. You guys who are out in the sun or are going to be out in the sun today, please enjoy the vitamin D. Compound it with some, I guess, agoraphobia. It's not really agoraphobia, because I love open spaces. I don't know. So I don't know if you realize that this entire time that I'm talking to you, I am keeping moving. Partially because I want to encourage you to move, and partially because I have a massive, well, okay, it's not massive anymore. I had a massive stomachache this morning. And the reason why, going back to the original bit of this conversation, if anybody's still here from that, was that I was trying to open up yesterday, and I've decided that my new life goal is going to be to learn how to do not just a back bend. I mean, I want to be able to do that too. You have to do that to do what I want to do. But I've seen these people who go from a back bend to standing, and I would like to be able to do that. I think that's my bucket list of something I'd like to do before I die, is to be able to do a back bend and go to standing. Now, my body has been through a lot of trauma, so I have to be gentle. I could learn all the somatic things, and I really like, so that's another thing on my bucket list. If I ever get wealthy enough from clients and have extras to spare and not just surviving, I so want to take the courses on somatic healing. And if you haven't done that, I highly recommend some kind of somatic healing. And it's where the person's body shakes. And when I had the pull-up bar, if I just hung from the pull-up bar for a second, if I ever post those videos and share them, you'll see that I start spasming a lot, because there's the lock-up tension in the body. And if anybody ever massages my back, it's actually really fun to massage my back, or you can't massage my back because I can't handle that, but I can handle when people help me find the spots on my back that tweak, and there will be certain spots where if you touch the spot on my back, you'll see the whole body just contort and go whoa, like that, or just tense up and do crazy stuff. But a lot of the somatic thing is like that, where the healing, and I want to so badly learn. I would love to have Kiddo and I do an epigenetic, what is it called? Epi-energetics. And also, I just learned this other one, semantic firefly. Is that right? Firefly semantics. But a lot of the semantics, it's the concept of releasing the tension. And my understanding of what I've seen people do, it's far more amazing than sex. I'm sorry. All these people who spend all their life masturbating, maybe that's you, but you could do that, but I feel like there's so much more to release, and that sexuality does not release all of that trauma that we all have. I mean, we live in our culture. Our parents, unless you had really amazing parents, which is, maybe you did, but for the most part, we've all been mildly traumatized by our parents and the world and life and stress and all the trolls and violence that's going on in the world. Our bodies experience PTSD and trauma and stuff, so we need to be able to release it. And I so would love that training so that I could pass it on to you and y'all could be my clients and we can release all your tensions and stuff. But that is further down the road, because the first thing is just getting enough of a livelihood and enough clients to be able to keep ourselves alive here. So this is getting back clients again. Hi. And it will be different than my old days. I don't know if any of my old clients will ever watch this. Instead of the actual touch, well, I can't do massage anymore. So it will be touch still if you are one-on-one here in town. If you are not, though, I also love just checking in with your body. Even on Zoom, even though there's a time lag, there is this permission and allowing and wonderfulness of just being and just love. Sometimes I have these moments where I just have to stop for a minute and just feel all this love and hope that some of y'all pick up on it, and like a conduit or a fountain that just pours into you guys from over here through the internet waves all the way out to where you are. And if you could just soak it back in and like pull it in and let it just come into your body and flush through your system and just trinkle tickle as it goes through, that sensation of love, knowing it's coming in there and healing just a little bit, maybe not healing, but just interacting and transforming some of whatever the negative thoughts or stuck energy that you have, and loosening it up just a little bit so that if you do want to go and open up and release it and stretch it out. And it's not about actual stretching and gym exercise. Again, the people I'm what's the word attuning to or wanting to align with, or no, what's the word, targeting? No, yeah, I don't know what that word.
That's the evil definition of the word.
Yeah, the evil definition. See, look! I went down. I scrunched in on myself because this is a nervous thing that I tense subject. You know something I never finished. So that's something people would have to get used to. I have to find the clients in the niche or the audience who is accustomed to a massive ADHD brain. I have like the really coolest people that we adopted our family or have hung out with our family are the people who can do those not dragon hole, rabbit hole tangents and and be able to come back to the topic further down the line. Are you hungry again? Well, do we have some more food for her? Pasta? I cannot seem to ever finish that thought about the stomachache of what I had, of opening up yesterday. And so, in order to do this back bend, going to anybody who's actually been following along this story from the very beginning, so was working on that. So in order to do a back bend, if you have never done a back bend, or if it's been a very long time to do a back bend, you want to start off something simple, like just stretching your back on a pillow or something, or putting some clothing behind your back, and just opening up a little bit. And if you're very tight and if you're really scrunched up all the time, opening up is hard, especially if you have anxiety or stress or depression. Or please be forgiving of any of your friends who are really stressed out and they just want to close up, or you encounter somebody who's closed up and you're like, you want to fix their posture and you want to open them up, and you're just like, you want to get in there and you want to go, open up. You can't sometimes. I mean, you can, but it's psychologically and if you force it, all kinds of issues can occur. And that's what happened to me, is that I wasn't forcing it, but I didn't do the proper maintenance. If you ever get a massage, please, especially if you've never had a massage before, and or you don't get them very often, or you had a lot of trauma in your life or stress, please drink not just one, but like 2 or 3 tall glasses of water, and maybe even some lemon water, or what's that thing that people like? It's not hot. I don't know why that came out of my...
Oxynos?
What?
Oxynos?
Oh yeah, Oxynos would be great. It's brown apple cider vinegar. Right. Oh, Mama looks so peaceful there. Can we get a picture of Mama? I should post it on here, the picture of Mama, but no. So I have OCD of everything, so I like to take pictures of my world. Oh, and that is a reminder, if you are ever a client, everything is videoed. But, you know, it actually is to your benefit that I video everything. I don't share unless you have no money. If you have no money and can't pay for my services, then we can do a online listening session, I guess. Although I can't guarantee that I would post it, it's just if it went well. See, I'm closing up again, so we gotta work on opening back up. But the reason for drinking so much water is to flush your system, and also to do a lot of shaking. Ooh, that reminds me, I want to find in our history that, do you remember what it's called, what kind of martial arts it was? Wing something. They had this great thing where it's a passive joint. So in massage school, we learned something called passive joint therapy, and it's one of the few that you can actually do on anybody, even if there are a lot of contraindications, because passive joint is supposed to be very gentle, although this martial arts person was doing it very aggressively. But it's that idea of gentle movement to help release any tension and toxins. But the reason why you want to flush it out is because what happens in a massage and or stretching and or exercising or anything that does body movement is that trauma that is locked in there starts moving around a little bit. And if you're an energy person, the negative energy then gets into your body and settles somewhere else. Now, from a chemistry standpoint, it might be that there's lactic acid, I guess, and then it resettles somewhere else. So when I was opening up my chest over the pillow, I was watching it. I decided to watch my show on the pillow and opening up. But I didn't do any of the shaking out or the drinking of water. So today, I had massive cramps in my belly, and the gas just didn't flow right, and I have a massively tweaked shoulder on my left side, which is really weird when you come to think about it, because all of my problems are on the right side of my body. Although I guess I was in a car accident where I broke my left collarbone, so I don't know. But, like, my right eye is bad, my right knee was damaged, my right Achilles heel was all torn up, so I have it. Well, I have to read something. A friend of mine sent me something. I'm waiting for a particular email. Very little work for her. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna go do some work for the other person. Because he is, yeah. I have a really cool acquaintance who is helping us out. So most of y'all don't know the story, but kind of a sad story. We lost our house of over 55 years. I guess you got to say we got scammed. I mean, I can't call him a scam artist because he really helped us out for 2 years. It was a long scam. Not do the scam. Which I guess made me dig my heels more in, and I guess it is part of the psychology of scam artists is that they make you think that it's your idea, and it was my idea. I mean, it was. I had this idea of how to save our home, and if the original proposals had happened, then we might have saved our home. But along the way scam artists work. And I can't call him a scam artist. I can't. He was just too nice and too wonderful. And he was like one of the few people in the world who I could say like seemed to accept me for everything that I am. Now, it was possibly that was part of the scam. I don't know. But coolest person I've ever met, despite having taken all our money. But I was going somewhere with that. What was I doing? Why was I bringing that up? See, this is what I hate about ADHD brains. See, normally, if I'm in a conversation with a person, I would just go back and listen to the recording of what I was saying so I can find out what I was saying. That's one of the reasons why I record everything, because sometimes I'm just like, I have no idea. Unless the other person knows, unless like one of y'all was paying attention. Remember what I was saying? Talking about shoulders. Oh, my story. We lost our stuff. But why did I get to the scam artist part? Oh, that we got scammed. Right. Anyways, yeah, we lost everything. No, we haven't completely lost everything. We managed to save some things, although it was really hard because we have 60 years worth of stuff that was stored in this house, and they dumped it all on the front lawn.
Literally,
just dumped it. Like,
in wheelbarrows.
6 people came in, picked everything up, and just dumped it all out. And I actually have a video somewhere of where I'm videoing the day of going, ah! And it looks like people think I'm like on drugs or something because, well, I mean, I was kind of wigging out. Yes, I know there was a million things I could have done to, whatever, that's the past. But we lost a lot of stuff, a lot of valuable items that got removed from our yard that day. Luckily, some of the sentimental ones didn't, but anything that was of value was shucked. Because it took us a week to move it all, because there was so much stuff. Yes, I could get rid of a lot of stuff, and we ended up getting rid of some stuff, but I'm a pack rat. I keep everything, and there was a lot of... I think of stuff like from an archaeological standpoint, that all of our stuff in our trash, like I do practice zero waste, even the trash tells a story about who you are. So if you don't want to learn or be coached or influenced by somebody who is like that, I completely understand. What is it, Mama? Oh, he just made you something. I can hear it in the microwave. I just heard the microwave go off. So in your chair today, when you sit anywhere, I hope, or even if you're at a restaurant or at a business, it doesn't matter. Give yourself permission, please, to do a rotation. If you can get one of those chairs that's a ball instead of a chair, if your office or your place will let you do this, get a big ball to sit on, because it's much easier on those big balls to want to move your pelvis around and your spinal cord around than it is on a chair. Like, I'm in the bed right now, and so even in the bed is soft, and it's like, it's not bouncy, but it's more conducive. It's a little bit harder to do that on a chair. Or sit on the floor, because it is impossible to sit on the floor for large periods of time without constantly readjusting your body, because it is not comfortable to sit on a floor. I am cheating by sitting on a bed. I really should go sit on the floor right now. By the way, if anybody ever starts to want to like do reps of 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 whatever things, do you see that I'm rotating my neck? I'm just a gentle rocking motion. Oh, one of these days I'm going to make this video of the perfect neck exercise. So I hope you will subscribe. Maybe not. Yeah, even to this one. I might post on this one. So I have several body listening channels. But it is such an amazing neck exercise that I swear by it. So definitely subscribe if you guys want to learn about that cool ass neck massage. No, it's not a massage. Neck exercise. Like, I think it'll cure all. I think it cures all problems. Of course, I don't do it every day, so I do tweak myself a little bit. But floor, yes. So instead of 100 push-ups and 100 pull-ups, I mean, do those too, sure, if you want. But actually, no, don't do 100 of anything of the same exact motion, because then you get repetitive problems. And that's not healthy for you either. So go ahead and, like, if you're going to do push-ups, do variations of push-ups. If you're going to do pull-ups, do dead hangs and, like, there's so many variations. And so if you're in person, if you're in town, that's what I would emphasize, is the 360 check-in of each exercise. So like one of the things I would do in an exercise session is I would have you do some of your favorite exercises. And then we would play around with variations and where that your favorite exercise, we would find 30,000 different ways to do that same exercise, so you can experiment. And some of it would be improper posture or improper movements, and some of it would be but it's that idea of letting your body explore every single time the motions of that particular exercise, because it is exploring your body that I want to emphasize. So I would love clients that have dysphoria, or who have just, they're just not as in love with their bodies as they could be. And I want to help you love your body, just like, and not just single parts of your body, but like the whole of your body, and just the wonderfulness of your arms and your fingers and your neck, and just, you have this beautiful, amazing body. You really do. I think your body is, no matter what type of body type you have, that I think, it's my personal belief, that your body is awesome. It really is. It's like perfect. So, and I want you to believe that. And I want you to love your body. And like, I know a lot of you guys are looking for places to do, not body loss, but what is it? Weight loss. Body loss. Well, I guess weight loss is kind of a body loss. But a lot of you were wanting to find ways to lose weight. And yeah, if you eat like we do, I guarantee you, like 100%, that if you're not at your ideal body weight, you are going to lose weight. In fact, even if you are at your ideal body weight, if you eat like us, you're probably going to lose weight. Now, I don't know if our way we eat is necessarily the best for diabetics, but it is the idea of listening, about checking in, of keeping horror movie lighting NGL. Yeah. I actually really liked, I was in the, I'm on Prism right now to do the streaming, but there was, when I was looking at the actual, was it Twitch or YouTube? I don't remember now, but they had it where it was infrared, and I was like, ooh, yeah. I want to do an infrared stream at some point. I think that would be cool. Okay, see, I am definitely tweaked right here. Does anybody else had a tweak in their leg? Or not leg, shoulder? So I'll do a tiny bit of that neck exercise. So, everybody is, it's a 360 movement. And ideally you do it laying down. But instead of just doing your side to side, it's a motion where it's very, very gentle. You have to be very careful doing this, because if you do it fast and tweak it, you could tweak your back, neck even worse. But it's a very gentle where you go to the side or front, and whichever, so you do all three angles. You want to do it from the side, you want to do it front, you want to do the other side. And you want to do it front, and then you also want to do it in the back. And you do it sideways, horizontal. And again, I'll have to do the video of it to really make, I don't think I verbally say things very well. But it's a yes, no that you do in each section. And you check around. And it helps loosen that up. It's that idea of that passive joint stuff. In theater, as I'll tell a lot of people, and you'll hear this if you listen to me enough, we had this really cool exercise where you took your arm and you just shook it out. And you just shake. Oops, there goes the toaster. Looks really funny. The video. Whee! And it feels really good. It really does. I tried to photobomb. Oh. Okay. Now when I'm doing this, I'm aware that I'm really tight in here. So I could do some lift-ups. It really is much more helpful when you have somebody else who just sits there and shakes it. Normally I have kiddo come in there. And it's really funny how much you hold on to your arm. So when you have somebody else do it for you, they'll know whether you're holding onto your arm by how heavy your arm is. And so I often say, okay, drop your arm, or, but how do I say it? I don't say relax your arm.
But you want to draw the tension, basically, is what you're doing.
Right, but how do I normally say it? Or just like release. But people want to hold on to, and when they hold on to the arm becomes really light. But when they're letting go of the tension, or drop your arm, I guess is what I say, then all of a sudden the arm becomes very heavy. And this is what we used to do in theater to help relax our shoulders and improve our postures so that we were on stage. We weren't all uptight because we were nervous of being on stage, but it was beautiful shoulders and beyond the theater, and look like, even if we were playing not beggars, but beggars, sure. The idea of whatever character you play, after you've relaxed out your shoulders, you could play anything, or do more characters more easily. So we would always have this, one of the pre-setups. And also, you know how much tension is on your face? We would also do a lot of stretching on our face. And this is the reason why so many people, I see them do a yawn and they don't want to do a polite yawn. You're going to do a yawn, I want you to do a full-on stretch. I mean, I yawn so big when I yawn that if somebody tries to talk to me, I know now how to put earplugs in your ear when you want to block out sound. You do that yawn and for a few seconds. I don't know if anybody else experiences this. They don't have sound. I guess the extusion tubes or something. So I'm going to blow out a kiss to whoever is out there. Thank you for being here. We have a soil coach, or we're part of the soil community a lot. We can. By the way, if you ever want our services of rehabilitating your soil or regenerating your soil, our community is the people, and we are happy to help. And if you have a microscope, we unfortunately lost our microscope. It got stolen off the front yard when we had that move. But if you have one, we can do a Zoom call, and we can help you find out what's in your soil. It's really a lot of fun to learn about soil mechanics. Anyways, the professor, he likes to say, "Thank you for being here." Or, what has that? Thank you for being here. And so it's this meme we have, this little sound clip of him going, "Thank you for being here." I should put, I guess it would be, I can't take his sound clip and put it on here, right? Better. Thank you for being here. Mwah. All right. Big hug to anybody who is here. So much love. You gotta just feel that love. To know that somebody else out there in this universe appreciates you just for simply existing. I appreciate you for, you came into this space and y'all are my heroes. Any person who actually sticks around to listen to me talk for like whatever, 90 miles an hour and forever on chattering. Yeah, y'all are my heroes. You really are, because first of all, you're going to help this get known out there and put out there so that, in hopes that I can get some more clients so that I can go back to making a living, helping people love their bodies. Love your body. Love yourself for existing, because I love you for existing. I love your body. I don't care what kind of body you have. I love your body. I think it's amazing because you exist, because you're here, and I want you to too. Like, how many times can I repeat myself? I can just put that on duplication. Make a, I love your body. Now, if I do that, then you'll be really sick of my voice and hearing that phrase. I don't know about you, but I find that when I hear the same phrase said over and over and over and over, my ears, I think it becomes where, like that groove or that wave or something in my ear can't handle it anymore. So if I hear the same sentence or sound, not sound, sentence, if I hear the same, maybe sometimes it's words, no, it's a sentence. If I hear the same sentence over and over and over again throughout life, it will irk my body and my ears and my brain, and I actually feel it all in my chest and all in here. There's one, oh, by the way, if any of you do this, in fact, don't be my client if you do this, because this is, I cannot stand this phrase. The phrase is, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I just can't stand that phrase, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can. Oh, this is, oh, hopefully I don't start saying it. Oh my gosh, that would be horrifying if I start saying that phrase. You know what I mean? Yes, Mama. You want to open more? Do you think that you could get up and open it? Why don't you want to get up? It's daytime. How about we stay awake for a little bit longer and have you open it, Mama? The trick of getting Mama to do things. Would you be a dear and go open it for her? And go slowly, don't just jank it open. Make sure that you let her tell you when. Lick my armpits. You know, I don't know if I could do that normally. That would be interesting. That is a great test, though. That is a great test to see how flexible you are. So this angle right now, because I've tweaked my neck so much right here, I am not going to be able to do that one. No. I'm not tweaked here right now, which is really weird because normally it is my right side. Yeah. But it was an interesting experiment to see how far can I get. Let's see, my nose goes to right here. Wow, it really is very tight there. So I have a question. I've noticed, I don't know if this is true on not TikTok. Does TikTok have streaming?
Yeah, of course it
Does it? Oh,
Everybody
we
has
should
streaming nowadays,
experiment
so
to
they're-
see what kind of audience is on TikTok.
Yeah, because audiences are always different.
Yeah. But so far, in the 2 experiments, I mean, I guess I've done more than 2 experiments. And in the first couple experiments that I did on YouTube, the people were just enjoying and appreciating the existence of the other person. But for the last 2 days, I have encountered a lot of people who are very obsessed with sexuality or trolling, I don't know, maybe. And I don't want to ever, what's the word? Expunge or block. Hold on a second. Yeah, I bet it looks great in this lighting, Mama. Would you like Eagle to take a picture of it for you? Can you hand her a camera and let her take a picture too? Anyways, the concept of people trolling and I am here to be of service, to help people enjoy their bodies and enjoy life and enjoy existence. To me, I do not believe that, I mean, there are so many, like I was flipping through to kind of see what other streamers do. I did encounter on Twitch a whole bunch of women who cater to, I guess, sexuality. I am not about sexuality. In fact, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I don't judge anybody else for, yeah, I do. You know, let's be honest, I do. Not in a bad way, just in a sad way. Does that make sense? Because I want people to explore sensuality, and I don't want a world where people don't appreciate their own just aliveness. And that's what I want to encourage, is aliveness. So, on that note, if I feel that you are not cooperative in helping me keep I really shouldn't care what the comments are, and I should just be out here putting my stuff, and I should just maybe turn the comments off and just ignore the comments. But I do like people interacting, but when they interact in a loving, caring way. It's actually really draining and like energy sucking, or like a vampire. People who focus on sexuality, catcalling, I think is what they call it, or not respecting women. I feel like it's like they're stealing the energy out there. I don't have the bandwidth to moderate these, so the options are where I turn off comments altogether, or maybe people on here could help moderate other people. Can you maybe give her a couple of blueberries, please? Thank you. Thank you for being my arms and legs right now. I so appreciate my kiddo for helping me out. This person claims that they're 4 years old. No, I don't believe that, because I've met a lot of brilliant, smart 4-year-olds who would be capable of being on something like this, and their maturity levels, that they're capable of being on here, is far beyond. I don't know, it's just me. My belief system. I don't want to encourage or participate with yeah. So something I haven't decided is when the trolls start. I mean, I don't want to end a stream. I really should find out how to moderate these. I am going to look into hide chat view. See, but then I would feel like I'm missing out if I hide the chat view, and I am curious if there's anybody who actually is a reasonable person. And I don't want to miss out on all the beautiful people, because there are people out there who want to taint a world. Thank you. I appreciate your leaving if you are not able to be respectful. I really appreciate people who are not respectful to please head on your way and go after the women who are there to entertain you with their sexuality. That is what they're there for. In fact, I could probably give you some names, since I just finished watching a whole bunch of... I was flipping through Twitch feeds the other day and saw that there are many women who... and I even have a good friend who, maybe if she had a Twitch site, I really think she should have one. She could put up with your... and have fun entertaining and interacting with you. But this is not what I want. I want where it is about learning to love and finding the people out there who... I don't know if I'm the best teacher in the world to teach body-mind listening, because I am so not in tune with my own body as much as I could be these days. In fact, I am... It's funny, 2 years ago, I said I was the worst out of shape that I've ever been. And here I am, even more out of shape. But at the same time, I am starting to finally do more check-ins more regularly. Even though I am still way out of shape, I am realizing that it is not necessary about being in shape, or I don't even know what that means, being in shape, being where one has to emphasize being cardiovascular healthy, or being calisthenic healthy, or being able to do XY push-ups. Last year or a couple years ago, I made this video about how there are all these people I know who can go to a gym, but they can't do a pull-up. They can't pull their body weight up. What is the point of that? I just do not get it. You know what? Maybe, I don't know, I can't decide. Let's see. Maybe I should type a text in to the people saying, if, I don't know. Yeah. I'm just going to sit back for a minute. So, anybody on here who is just here to detract from the love and enjoyment of body-mind listening, I hope you guys can head out the room, and I'm going to sit back for a minute and maybe clear the room a little bit. If y'all are bored, I will leave, right? I'm going to go check in with myself. What'd you say, Mom? I'm going to check in with my family right now while I wait for you guys to all leave. Let's see. Is there a way of... Oh, hey, I can delete comments. I don't like deleting comments. How would I,
You what? You what?
Oh, I can time out people.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating. Or I can hide. What does hide mean?
Nobody sees the comments, maybe?
So...
Time out means they can't write.
Huh?
Time out means they can't write.
Okay, so I'm going to time out.
Yellow leaves,
Okay.
yellow buildings, yellow floors. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, I like this timeout feature. So,
Somebody just get timed out.
yeah, I just...
You gotta put the slow pen.
Thank you, John, for the compliment, by the way, if you're still there. Yeah, okay, that's awesome. So I've learned that I can time people out if I push on your comment. I can time you out. I like that idea. I do expect a certain level of respect of what it is I'm trying to achieve. So go troll someone else's site. There are people who would love to entertain you about that. I don't want to do that. I do have standards, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I have a goal of what I would like to do for people. Oh my gosh, I wish I had learned that yesterday. So I did an experimental streaming session a couple days ago, and the guy was literally masturbating, like commenting about it throughout the entire thing. And first of all, I don't think anybody actually does that for an hour, but maybe they do. But it was the continuousness of it, and I left that session. It affected my whole family, because I am here with my family. We are all together, and it's actually very ideal to be all together, because it makes it so much easier. In fact, if we had stayed in that house, we probably would have had to move into Mom's room just to make it easier. And so, as much as I am sad about the loss, that I still really want to someday go back and become a multi-billionaire or a millionaire so that I can go back and get that home back. That is my dream, my goal dream. I remember before we left, like when we knew that the eviction was going to be happening, and we tried fighting for the house all the way up to the last hour. Even after during the eviction week, we're still fighting. We still fought for a week to try to save the home. But there was this faith that no matter what happened, that I knew that regardless of whether we lost it, that there was this knowledge that someday out of principle, I'm going to go back and try to save that home. And maybe the home will be gone and I will have to just save the property, because land doesn't disappear. It stays there. That's one of the beauty of land. And my ghost will probably haunt that space. Although it really would be sad if they tore down the house and the tree. There's such an amazing Bodart tree. There were so many amazing... That's the other thing that we... if you ever would like to... If you like gardening, or... No. If you like the idea of a garden and are afraid to try, we are your people. We are the family to rent and be your coach, consultants, and hold your hand, because we want... This is for a different channel, really. We have a Hoping for a Garden channel. Highly recommend checking that out. But it's... we believe that every single person should have a green garden. You know something I just realized? The comments from those people that they disappeared. Oh, well, interesting. So maybe I did erase them when I paused the person. I didn't really want to erase comments. I did just want to time people out. I don't like deleting things. I don't like throwing things away. I don't like deletion. I like to keep a record of everything that was ever done, especially because, well, in this case, keep a record of, if I keep track of whose name is inappropriate or says inappropriate comments, then I can recognize them at a glance later when I go back and look at it and go, oh, these are people that I need to be more mindful of not having around. You know, I just realized something. Because this is not on YouTube, like I'm streaming through Prism. Do you know how YouTube has, where it has a tracking of all the comments?
Yeah, we're doing tracking here.
Will, like, something we should go back and check the other one is, did it save
Oh yeah, I saved those comments.
all the comments that people
They're
made?
all still going through YouTube.
Really?
They're all still going through YouTube servers. The only difference is that your video feed is going through his servers.
Okay, so there's still a memory of it stored somewhere. So then, okay, when we're done with this one, we need to check to see whether or not the people I paused, whether their comments still exist.
Same for the same people from last time?
Oh, no, it was totally different people. No, totally different people. It's also a different time of day. So that's one of the people who was giving advice on how to do streams. They said that you tend to have your regulars that are available because people are creatures of habit, and so that you're going to have the same people who will show up at the same time of those days. Every chance you get, if you're not rotating around or moving your spinal cord, stick those hands up in the air. Like I said in the last stream, something I would really love, instead of a walker that, you know, makes the little people go, dooba, dooba, dooba. Sorry. Shouldn't mock. Have a walking bar that's tall and has wheels. I want somebody to build that. If anybody does welding and you're in town, or even if you're not in town, you do welding and you want to make this for me, it's the concept of, you know, basically like a rack for clothing, except only this wide, you know, so that I can walk around and I can just walk down the hallway with stretching my arms out as I walk and lean into the walk as I walk around the hallway. Because Mom and I do a lot of walking in the hallway to help her stretch her legs. We used to go down the stairs a lot, and I was so proud of us, and unfortunately, I had a conversation, and I probably shouldn't tell too much about my private life, but the conversation derailed me, like massively so, and ever since that conversation, my, and again, it's not agoraphobia exactly, but the desire to be outside, I do struggle with that. Which is really weird because I'm a gardener and I love being out in the garden, but not when I am feeling, I don't know if the word is intimidated or when I close up in myself. And so that's one of the reasons why I want to get back into the body-mind listening, is to help myself be, okay, well, I am not ready to go outside and be outside. So let's start with what I can do in here instead of forcing. I'm learning a lot about giving permission, of allowing yourself to be where you're at. If you're depressed that day, instead of fighting your body, trying to be something you're not that day, trying to be happy when you're not happy, or trying to be sad when you're happy, you just don't go there. Whatever you're feeling that day, yes, it could be as simple as just fixing your focus and your perspective and your language and reframing. And there's all these things that you could do. And I could definitely help you with any of that if you are struggling and need to, you're having a really bad moment. And I have that phone number that I can call. I don't know if the phone number is working today because I don't actually have enough to pay for the phone number today. It is a monthly fee. So I do need to find clients who are willing to help me, who want the service enough, who are willing to be either having a one-on-one conversation and or be coached and or have a chance where they work on listening to their own body to pay the bills. Can you believe that I spent a decade on a sugar dating site? Didn't actually have a sugar daddy because of the fact that, guess what? I'm secular celibate, so that kind of makes it difficult to be on that site. Sorry, distracted for a minute. But I used to believe that I had... So I grew up in a strange world. I had a mom who is fiercely, like, independent, I guess. Strong, very strong, beautiful woman.
You should see the yellow leaves. All the yellow, beautiful.
And I grew up with a sister who was
Look
really
outside,
feminist.
the yellow leaves on the trees. It's gorgeous.
And my favorite people are the women warriors. And yet, despite all that, I also grew up with mom, same mom, keep in mind, who gave out a conflicting message of where you're supposed to always have your husband take care, or your brothers take care of everything, or your son, or some worker, male worker. And this thought got embedded in my brain that I had to have someone else solve all the problems. And I am 50 years old, and I am learning. Yeah, Mama.
You're older than me.
Am I older than you now? How old are you now?
I don't know.
How old do you feel today?
I don't feel like I'm in my 20s, but that's not true.
Yeah. You're in your 20s?
No, not really.
No. What?
Oh, no.
Why do you think you're not in your 20s?
Because I feel that I was born earlier and I'm older, except I don't feel it. I still feel young.
So in your 20s, did you do a lot of working out and going out and exercising?
I guess so.
Yeah? What were some of the things that you did when you were working out?
When I was beginning to be known all over the world, and two,
Actually, come to think about it, Mom in her 20s probably did not work out much because she was busy getting awards for the stuff that she did. She worked really hard.
stopped teaching.
Were you teaching in your 20s?
Oh, yeah. I was a teacher. I was where I have everybody. I was 16 when I started. And it was incredible. I believe it's all I never told anybody. But I started going forward, and I realized that I was helping a lot of young people, even younger and some older than me. But what helped me the most was my white hair. Because that made me look older than I really was. And to be saved still helps. But they see me as a senior lady, even when I was very, very young. And it was okay. I didn't never mind it. But of course I did ask my kids never to tell anybody my age. Correct.
Did you know, Mama, for years I didn't actually know what your age was? It wasn't until I was 18 that I went and looked at your license, driver's license, and I realized how old you actually were.
Yeah.
I wonder why that took me that long to go look up her age.
But yeah, but there were many businesses that would not take elderly persons. And so I never would mention my age.
How's our
I
time look?
go by the fact of what I've done, and what I need to work for you.
Your thing starts at 10?
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's on here only have one more hour to be together.
You don't.
Huh?
You have 1 hour to be together with whom?
I am online with whoever shows up.
Oh, okay.
I don't think this is as international. I would love an international audience. Frankly,
Well, you have to go to the.
no offense against Americans, but I think I probably would relate more to people in other countries than Americans. I don't know if that's true. The person that's staying on there right now, I wonder if they're American. I guess they are, because I think the algorithm only goes to, wow, I just massive tangled America at first. I wonder if I could put that in as a request where I get put in other nations.
I don't really know if our request, you probably could do that, I guess.
Or when, I guess when I post it, I can post it to other places.
You can say give you permission.
Oh, there are new comments, sorry. Ugh, one of the people I muted got unmuted again. I guess it's been 5 minutes. Gotta be more respectful this time. Lucky hubby. I wonder what that comment was about. I was talking about the hubby, wasn't I? What was I saying about him? I don't remember now. I don't remember what the reference that your lucky hubby was referencing. You'll have to remind me. Lucky hubby that he escaped. Didn't have to deal with my crap.
Jeez, nice. That's not very nice.
Sorry.
You know, I love the yellow leaves, the green leaves, and the yellow buildings.
Now I want to know what I said that somebody would say lucky hubby about.
That's renovation. Oh, well. Yeah. Okay, tell me that.
Yes, Mama, what's up?
I don't know what time it is, but you think time is getting late?
It is morning, Mama.
Morning?
Morning. Would you like to get up and dance around with me?
No, are you sure?
Does it look bright out to you, or does it look dark out to you?
The leaves are very yellow and it's very, it's dark colors.
Does it feel like evening to you?
Well, according to what I see, yes. But,
Hey, kiddo, do you think you could come
the
shake
green
out
is
this
yellow,
arm for
it's
me?
yellow and the sky, between white and blue.
Yeah, can you, so you grab onto it and shake from the wrist.
And some of the buildings are
Do
yellow.
a full circle around.
Completely yellow.
Yes.
That is
So
amazing.
go.
No distraction.
Can you do that? What do you call it? Yeah, that. Okay, whoa, gentle, just slow. So you're gonna do that motion, and you're gonna shake all along it.
Yeah, take a picture of all the yellow.
I want my stomach to stop hurting.
And the greens. Right now they're beautiful. It's a time of year that
Aim this so I can see the shoulder being
what
moved.
they are. Just go and look at the window.
I'll be there in a little bit, Mama. I'm gonna have a kiddo shake out
Well,
my.
do it before the sun goes down.
Oh, the sun's actually raising, but I will have kiddo take a picture of it. Sorry, burp.
All right, that's perfect.
Okay, can you be a little touch more aggressive? Here, can I
Maybe
duplicate
go
on you?
take the picture.
Relax your arm. You see that motion?
What's that noise?
That's the air conditioner.
Oh, okay. Friday I ought to be sweeping outside. I'm okay with it. I'm enjoying the beauty of the green and the yellow. And even the clouds are between white and yellow.
Does my arm feel heavy to you?
What's that noise?
It's the air conditioner, Mama.
Should I do your individual fingers too?
Sure, I can try that out.
You're tensed.
Hmm?
You're tensed.
I tense which way?
Right there.
Right here on the twist?
Is this whole trembling? Or is it the whole area?
Does
Outside
the
and inside?
does the room feel like it's vibrating to you?
Yes.
Really?
The air conditioner does that.
How would it shake the whole room?
Bad engineering.
But I do like the green and the yellow. I want the green and one of the building is yellow, light
Alright, that's
yellow.
my turn.
That's gorgeous.
Gotta build up stand. Okay, well, I'll keep it up there just because I want to keep it just for a little longer. You can do it. You just do it gentle, gentle. And then tell me, did it tense up as much when I go to this side?
It does tense up, yeah.
Really? Sometimes it helps to have another person to hear your body.
What's it going to do with this muscle?
The up here, biceps.
Right.
Biceps underneath, biceps on top. Hi, kitty. Oh, you guys are missing out on the kitty.
I wish I could take a picture of the tree with the yellow and the distance between the building with the yellow.
So the streamer guy that I was watching, his advice was to have moments, to think of your stream as creating content for others, or viewers. There was something about VODs. We have to go look into that, all that stuff, making sure that your VOD can be accessed for each video, so that people can take your clips and make comments on them.
Reactions.
Reactions, right. I forgot what VOD, video on demand, I think. But, like, you have to think of yourself and having moments, like this is to me a moment where somebody else is working on me and having, look, all the flab go. We're gonna fix that. That's gonna all turn into muscle someday, baby. Yeah. You know what? This is good exercise for you. You know what? You do not need to go to a gym. You find your people, your neighbor. Come over to your neighbor's house and say, "Can I shake your arm for you?" They'll feel good for them, and it will help be a workout for you. Because doing that kind of stuff is actually a workout. That's the reason why you don't. That's the reason why you should always pay your massage therapist, because it's a full workout to do a massage. Thank you. Oh, and I don't. He's just doing something right now that you remember when you do work on anybody, even if you're just your friend or your neighbor or whatever. Afterwards, when you work on them, shake your hands out. Take that energy and take your own hands and maybe take that out. Go. Whoa. Have them take their own energy that got stuck and clogged up in them. And also, if it's a lot of toxic energy that they took out, then go, this is what, I don't know if this is true. This is probably an old wives' tale. But what I was taught was that you go and wash your hands all the way up to your elbows with water and just rinse off the body. But this is, I think, more for when you encounter somebody. What do you have an Adam's apple? Do I have an Adam's apple? I don't know. I imagine it's just the shadow. That'd be cool. Does it really matter? And if it does, head out. You don't need to be around here. I don't like narrow-mindedness. I want to inspire open-mindedness, open being, allowing, appreciating my three things. Allow, appreciate, awareness. Awareness. What's the word? I had it was six adjectives actually. It was appreciate, awareness, allow, awe, analyze, adventure, accept, adventure, acceptance, accept, adventure. Yeah. It is amazing what keeps people's attention and what doesn't keep people's attention. I will never fully understand it. I don't really think I want to be entertaining. Look at beautiful mama. Although I do understand that this is a world where you have to be entertaining. I think I am entertaining, thank you. But whatever. It'll take a while before we find our niche, our people, I guess. That's what they said.
Target audience.
Well, the streamer said that it takes about 3 years to find your target audience as the AI learns about you and then puts you in front of the correct people. So that to not be surprised at the very beginning that you are not going to encounter your target audience at the very beginning. But then once you do, they become loyal fans because they think that your silliness and hyperness is like amazing. See, I'm giving you tidbits of streaming advice, what I'm learning. I have no idea if any of it's true. I guess I will find out the hard way, won't I? And then I'll become one of those people who, like, gives advice about streaming. I don't know. I just want to put my ideas and information out there for some AI to, like... No. Okay, 2 parts. A lot of the videos that I make, it's wanting my ideas to be out there before I pass away. Because if I pass away tomorrow, I want some of our alternative concepts to be backed up. Like, there are going to be other people who think that way, and I want them to be backed up with our thoughts. And they say that if you want to be thinking a new idea or a new way of thinking, that you need to be exposed to the idea. Like, my mom used to say, it was like 64 times. To learn something new, you had to be exposed to it 64 times. I don't know, 112 times. The number always changed. It doesn't really matter. It's the idea that to become open to an idea, you have to make it familiar. And that is one of the reasons why I will probably disalienate most of my audiences that YouTube is going to put me in front of at the beginning, because I am not familiar. I am unique. I don't know if I'm unique. Actually, I would love to find out if I'm unique in this world. There is this belief system that I'm unique because I encounter mostly people who think I'm odd and strange, but and those are the people who are going to be entertained by me, but I don't know. Hopefully I will find the people that I relate to or that relate to me. It's so much easier in person. In person, it's like, it's amazing to me. Kiddo and I, like, we don't really understand this concept of loneliness because all we have to do is step out our door and give somebody eye contact. Oh, I found out why this is. I found out why giving them eye contact makes people fall in love with you. Because apparently 4 seconds of eye contact produces oxytocin in somebody.
Produces what?
Oxytocin.
I don't know what that is.
It's a love chemical that makes you feel loved. So what I really need to do is I need to go on here and I need to find the camera somewhere on there and I need to stare at you for a full 4 seconds and have you fall in love with me just like the people in out there. Of course, it does help that in person I also give hugs and smile at them and give them attention. And that's the reason why I want to offer that service of Rent Our Family, because one, I come with a family. So if you want my smile, if you want my attention, if you want my looks,
Let me tell you something.
you have to come with the family attached.
Like the buildings that I see right now, they're yellow because of the sun. Look absolutely beautiful versus the other ones that are not yellow.
Yeah, the lighting and shading is amazing. I agree with you. I don't know if y'all can hear my mom in the background. And I do have to pay attention to them, to my mom and stuff.
the grapes
No,
are green.
you are
All the
chopped.
kids are green, are beautifully
What does
green.
chopped mean? What does chopped mean?
Oh, in this case.
Anybody want to explain to me what chopped is? I'm naive and like, whatever.
I don't know what that is.
Chopped. Chopped means your neck is chopped off. Your head is chopped off. Did I get chopped off? I don't know.
I don't think so.
See, the thing is, I really shouldn't look at comments because it is distracting, and I have the ADD brain, and then I have no idea what I was saying when I look at that. Oh, I was talking about how people fall in love with us when we meet them in person. Because they like getting hugged, and they like getting loved, and they like having attention and the loneliness. People are so in need of touch and smiles and attention. I don't think I made it 4 seconds before I got distracted, sorry. That's the reason why everybody's lonely, is because nobody has the attention span to be able to give them attention. And there is something about when I am around people in person, and this is only possible when my family is around.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot do this for people. When my family is not around, I cannot give you attention. It's just, maybe I'm broken, maybe I'm traumatized by my life experiences, maybe I'm too full of hate, I don't know. Like I'm secretly full of hate.
You're proud of your family.
Oh, what, Mom?
You're proud of your family.
I am proud of my family. But when I have my family around, I feel that security of being able to give other people loving and attention. So if you want my loving and attention, you have to be around my family. That's just how it is. So if you want my body listening sessions, if you want my hug therapy, my touch therapy, it is available to you as long as my family's around. And as long as you have decent hygiene. Sorry. People's definition of hygiene is different because I've hugged some of my best favorite hugs is actually homeless people. I remember once, right after the divorce, I went out and I got distracted by these new comments. Let me see what the new comments are. Just kidding, subbed. Hot lady. Take responsibility for your actions. Stop being a victim. No kidding. When was I being a victim? Sorry if you thought I was being a victim. Whatever. So yeah, I'm going to do tour for that for a second. What was the previous thought I was? Oh, the hug. Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute. The concept of victim versus survivor. So I often contemplate that concept. A victim is somebody who something crap happened to them and they let it destroy them. And I had moments like that where for a moment I let something destroy me, and learning to give myself permission to have moments where I get destroyed and not forcing myself to get up right then. So this was something that was really hard to learn, and I actually learned it in a car accident. This was my first real exposure to this, to really solidify this idea in my head. So I got run over, essentially, I guess.
Got run over.
I was holding on to the door handle, and the car went, and I went with the car, and the back tire went over me. For a second, I just flashed and remember that whole scenario. I possibly do have trauma from that. Anyways, I was laying there on the ground in the parking lot.
As you do after you
Yeah, as you do after you've gotten run over. And it's really weird. I just realized I just had a flashback to a different scenario of where I had the breath knocked out of me. I had an accident, a skiing accident, water skiing accident, not a regular skiing accident. So I'm going to detour to that one. So in the water skiing accident, there was a moment where I don't know exactly what happened. People who are water skiers, you probably know what happened to, I guess the ski tripped up, or maybe my balance, whatever. Somehow I ended up smack on the ground, or water. And as anybody who does water activities, they know that water is apparently harder than concrete, apparently, when you hit it with the surface tension or something. And all the air was knocked out from me. And I couldn't breathe. And that, I think that was actually the first time I experienced, yeah, it's probably one of the first time I experienced where when you have all that air, to what I did in order to be able to breathe again was to relax all of my muscles and just relax and let the shock pass through my body. And allow it to just fade out. So that was probably the first time I experienced that concept of permission to, when you have had a shocking or horrifying traumatic event happen, to give yourself time. But then the next time was, I'm sure there were other times too, but these are the ones that pop into my head right now. The second time was when the incident with the car accident. I'm laying there, and first of all, I'm disoriented. And then at some point, I realized that I should sit up because I'm on the ground, laying on the ground, and I should sit up and go do things. And I was promptly, I guess I don't know if people, I remember being like a lot of people coming to me in the parking lot. I don't know if there's a cop or the paramedics had already arrived, but I remember when I was trying to sit up being told, no, do not sit up, that I needed to stay laying down. And I was really offended. I was like, or not offended, but like disoriented. I wasn't understanding. I couldn't grasp this concept of why. Why should I do that? Why should I stay laying down? I was fine. Apparently I wasn't fine. I had my back scraped literally raw, and not just raw, but like there were pebbles ingrained in the back apparently. So when I got to the hospital, they had to, I don't know if the shirt got ripped or if maybe I wasn't wearing a shirt or something, but they had to Novocaine the whole thing, and then they had to clean out the pebbles like piece by piece or something. I don't know. I wish I remembered more details. Another cool incident. I also learned that day that I apparently have a little bit of an allergic reaction to painkillers. So, yeah, Novocaine and that stuff, not good, not good. But I was telling all this story about victims versus survivors, and the idea that if you've had a traumatic event, the concept of when you're a victim, when something occurred where you were momentarily a victim, that you need to give yourself permission to recover, to not die from the shock, which is apparently a thing. People die from shock because they're so in refusal or rejection of the idea that they had been through this harmful moment. And they're in such rejection of the idea of allowing themselves permission to have been a victim for a moment that they don't give themselves time to heal. And so if you want to become a survivor, you need to give yourself that time to heal so you can be a survivor. And I hope this is one of those moments that somebody clips out, and maybe you can argue with it, I don't know. But I really firmly believe that this is something that's really important, is that permission that we give ourselves through after a divorce, after a traumatic experience. Maybe you were at war, maybe you had maybe you were raped, maybe you were went through an uncomfortable situation that violated you or was painful, or maybe a situation that boss at work, or you were bullied or something. And it's not something that you necessarily like sometimes you can't do a healing right then. Maybe you do the healing years later. So there's this great book called The Body Remembers. And actually I hate the book, come to think about it, but so I don't really actually recommend reading it because it's really depressing. But it's something that I've known as a massage therapist. And I'm not a massage therapist anymore, or I'm not a certified therapist anymore. I've been doing massage therapy since I was 2 years old, but I can't charge for it. Anyways, change it. Where was I going with that?
Body stores stress.
Stores stress. Right. So, like, if you are having stomach aches, if you are having headaches, it's not necessarily psychosomatic, but a lot of it is caused by your perspective in life and how you handle stress and your perception of the world and stress and the way you label things. And something I just recently, I just beginning in the beginning of, I dabbled a little bit of learning about sematics. It's not semantic like words semantics, is it? No. How do you spell the difference between
Semantics.
semantics, somatics?
Nobody comes from cement.
No, that's a different word altogether, Mom.
Cement is, don't you?
Cement?
Yes, they're very solid.
Soma. As in soma.
Soma.
Sedimentation is what?
Sedimentation, like sand.
Right?
Can anybody hear my mom in the background? It's so cute. It really is.
Something that they put does not move.
Soma meaning body, from the Greek word soma.
I need sleep. I have had about 4 hours of sleep in the last 48 hours. No.
How can you leave so long like that?
Yeah, my body is starting to ask me that question as well. I'm on.
Aren't you hungry?
No, when I'm tired, I'm not hungry.
A little bit, it'll make you sleepy.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mom, I'm under so much stress right now that it's hard to eat. So I'm one of those people, stress eaters where they, and actually I do occasionally, if it's comfort food, if I have the right comfort food, I will eat a lot.
Proteins in your body. It's bad. You need to eat, Karen.
Yes, Mother, I agree with you. Although, there is a way that I disagree with my mom. My mom is saying that you need to eat, and you need to eat proper nutrients. If your body cannot digest because of stress, it is actually better to hold off on waiting to eat anything heavy during a stressful time because your body's not going to digest that food well. It is much better when you're in stress.
Eat something just small.
And so she's saying eat something small, like a broth. And that I agree with. A healthy, nutritious broth, like a bone broth or a chicken soup broth. If you're not vegan, a smooth starch broth, like a potato broth. Or even just a bite of something light like lettuce where it's not going to mess up your stomach. And I mean, each person is different. You have to find out. And so that's where I would be a great coach, is helping you learn what is it works for you. Learning to listen to your body of what works for you, because every single person is going to be different. Mom says it's bananas for her. And there might be some truth to it, except for the fact that she had a test where she had too high potassium in her blood. But, minus that detail, for her belly, bananas work for her. I believe that. All right, I said I would go until the end of the hour. Again, this is me putting myself out there, advertising our phone number, which probably doesn't work right now because I haven't been able to pay for the bill. And also, if you send a note to me via Cash App or PayPal, then you can make it so that, send me an offer of if you are interested in my services or my coaching, or just want to hang out and chat and you want to pay for my time, and you think my time is of value to you. And that is the reason why I'm putting myself out there, because I do believe my time is of value to somebody out there. And as I said, I used to have lots of clients. Now I cannot do what I used to do because I can't get paid for being a massage therapist, but I can teach you what I know, and I can share with you my opinions and my thoughts and help you learn about your own body.
I'm hungry.
Mom made it an hour before she got hungry again.
What? I had any food. And we eat. And we had something to eat.
Mom, I need to take a minute. Sorry, before I answer your question, I need to take a minute to just
about you, Eagle?
rest. Yes,
Yes,
Eagle
I can.
already ate.
But I support him, and he mentioned.
He did. Sorry, I talked over him, but he was answering at the same time. I'm sorry, I've gotten boring now.
You know, I'm looking out, and I see.
Just giving myself permission to rest and be with you guys. And be with y'all.
And
Just
then
be
it's
here with
very
y'all.
sunny. The buildings are very yellow because of the sun, and yet all the trees are very green. I don't know what they're producing, but they're green. I don't see any fruits or anything, but they're all very green. What, I hear something inside the house. What is it?
And folks, this is why I can only take 1 or 2 clients a day. Because I have, at this current time in my life, a limited supply of energy. And I put myself out, fully out into these connections. Whether I do it on here on the stream, or whether I do it with a person in person, when I'm paying attention to people or interacting, I put all of myself in there. You get the full presence. And I also have to keep in mind that I am running a marathon, a very long marathon, because that is what caring for, if anybody else is in caring for people, please, if you encounter anybody who's caring for somebody else, please, and it doesn't matter if they're a kid or an adult or a disabled person or whatever, if you're caring for somebody else, it is a marathon, and you need to take care of yourself along the way. And give yourself permission to close your eyes for a minute and just rest for a minute and just sit and be. And we do not give ourselves permission enough. Learn to allow yourself to sleep. I think I'm going to lay down for the last...
Lay down.
Huh?
Aren't you laying down?
I am sitting up, in fact.
Oh, okay. So Lisa across.
Oh. Who what?
I thought you were outside.
Oh. Oh.
Very pretty yellow outside.
It is gorgeous outside, Mom. Would you like to go for a walk out there with me when this is done?
But you can.
Okay.
Really don't care. As long as you don't go too far.
My videos are probably always better to watch at nighttime, so help put you to sleep.
I'm really surprised at that tree right here. Very green, green, and the yellow, yellow, and yet it's the same tree. That's amazing.
Really cool. I need to learn those somatic releases and then have my body just start shaking.
You can't just do that.
I don't know how to do that on my own. Not yet. I will eventually.
Well, maybe you should have gone out walking.
I don't really know how to teach someone else to be able to do that.
Hmm?
I don't really know how to teach someone else how to do that. I can do that kind of.
According to the firefight semantics, is about mind, mindset.
Is that the switch your mindset?
I don't know why I think it's nighttime. It's not.
Sometimes I wish I had a louder mic so that people could hear what I had to say. But I'll tell you, Eagle. Maybe it'll get recorded. I don't know.
What's that?
Two concepts I want to make sure I share later about. Sometimes listening is just a matter of being still and relaxing all the muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what I thought was.
Where was I? A minute ago.
What's your question, Heather?
Where was I a minute ago?
You were laying in your bed.
I was? Where were you?
I've been here for the last hour.
I know you were talking. How do I get to the main part of the house?
There's just this.
Huh?
It's just this space right now.
That's all?
Are you needing to go to the restroom?
No, I just want to know what is the entrance to the house and what is the exit to the house. How do I get to the other places?
Well, you go out the door and walk down the hallway.
Which hallway?
It doesn't actually matter if you
Here.
turn left or right.
There's a spoon over here.
Huh?
There's a spoon over here.
I love you, Mama.
I love you too, but I need these spoons. Very dirty, extremely dirty.
Oh, make sure I clean it.
You're talking about the cat spoon. It's the food. It's spoon to her food.
Really?
Hey, go ahead and wash it.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm going to the restroom.
Okay.
I think it's this way. I might be wrong. But I will put it here. Right here.
Oh, shit. She might need some toilet paper. Thank you.
Wait. Can I have one of these?
Yes, you get your cups. Yes.
Thank you very much.
I wish you guys could hear the song that I imagine myself humming. I had lots of cool insights and thoughts that I think I would really help people. I hope that some bits and pieces of them get remembered and saved up. That some AI can pull it all together. Some AI version of me will hold on to all that information. I got to share a lot of stories of my past, which is actually really cool because I worry sometimes that I'm going to get memory loss like Mom, and I don't ever get to really tell my stories anymore because we're always listening to Mom tell her stories, or I listen to other people tell their stories. So thank you to anybody who watched this all the way through and let me share some of my stories with them. And if there are no humans, if it's just an AI, thank you to the AI who stored all my data and learned a little bit about humanity or about me through these videos. Very appreciative to the AI that remembers and stores all this information. It's kind of a getting to live longer, or what's that? Immortalizing the insights and thoughts. And having it where it just gets stored, that's not really good enough by itself. Hopefully it gets stored and utilized and helps other people. That's the ideal. I would like that. Anyways, it was nice to know that I got to record some of my memories. I was told that it is better to do a long stream where it's like days and days or whatever. Unfortunately, we do not have enough bandwidth. Is it bandwidth, Eagle?
Computer space, bandwidth, yeah, everything.
So if anybody is out there and they were a millionaire, could they help us fix all that?
Maybe.
Huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. So, I don't know. I obviously can't be a sugar baby because I'm secular celibate, and people think that sugar babies now have to be sexual. So obviously I'm not a good match for that, but maybe some wealthy man or person will find us entertaining enough to support and give us the funding to have, or we could do long stuff, but we're going to have to end this some point soon, because that way my kiddo couldn't do his meeting. That's a pretty picture of the kitty leaning up against the computer. Wow. Oh, there were more comments. Where am I? Little kids shouldn't be on this channel. So crazy, totally agree. I don't know what that agrees with. I really need to see these comments when they happen. Maybe if I play it back. Oh no, I can't play it back because the comments were... You know on YouTube they have it where the comments go with a certain time. They don't have that here on Prism. That sucks.
Took away that feature even for YouTube at some point.
Huh?
They even took away that feature for YouTube.
Oh, that really sucks.
That's fair.
Because that timestamp's very helpful.
We like making videos that suck here at YouTube headquarters.
Oh. Don't forget to wash your hands, Mama.
Of course,
Water, please.
Use the soap.
of course.
Oh, just turn the knob to the side, turn to the left.
Huh?
If you move the knob to the left, it will make it warm water. One of these days, I am going to be able to make it where I put my hands out and I lift my body up and I arch my back and I sit up that way. I go, wee, I'm going to build up those core muscles. Should probably try it right now. Wah. Oh, did I disappear? I did disappear. Where am I? Right, that's what they meant. Little kids shouldn't be on this site. Well, that is very true. On this channel? I don't know about the channel itself. I have a lot of nice things. I wonder if that 4-year-old wasn't necessarily... Do you think a 4.5-year-old really was on this channel earlier? But what if it's the...
I find it really funny how, like, there is actually this unspoken rule, even among some degenerates online, where it's like, we're gonna be assholes, but we keep the kids safe.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that half the time it's the kids who are... In fact, that's actually how you can know that it's they're really young kids on there, because they tend to be so immature and not follow any of those rules.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Lord of the Flies kind of thing. It makes me very scared about the next generations. That they think it's okay to be... who are talking about all kinds of sexual stuff. And it's very disturbing that they're exposed to it at such a young age. I would never send my kids to school at this time, now knowing all the kinds of things that are out there that they're exposed to. I don't want to have to hang up. I want to be able to stay on here all day long and hang out with
If you want to do
people.
that, you can. I'll just tell you when the Wi-Fi drops.
Huh?
I'll tell you when the Wi-Fi drops and then you can wrap it up.
Alright.
I guess you could probably say on for a while.
Can I go on?
Yes.
I really enjoyed being on here.
Why?
I'm hoping that my ideas get out there and reach people.
Your
Maybe.
stream is much better today than it was.
Huh?
I think your stream is much better today.
Well, I think because I felt empowered by being able to pause people, and because I started to go, like when I was asking to figure out how to pause them, I was starting to feel vampired out, like. Oh, change the angle on this thing. So, change the angle. Besides, I look better when I'm straight up like that. Ta-da. you know what I just realized? Do I have that? Oh yeah, I do have the number on there. Oh, weird.
What's that?
Oh, no. I just realized that there are these... Oh,
Drywall, huh? That's...
okay, so I don't want those deleted. I don't know. Okay. So maybe it's not better to pause. I can hide a comment. I can add as a moderator, and I can cancel. I think canceling... hide. All right, so I'm going to take a...
On my water. And my socks. Are you gonna be in bed later?
Let's see what happens when I hide this comment. So I'm going to hide it. Do you want to permanently block? Oh, so if you hit hide, then it says, do you want to permanently block that person?
Cool, makes sense.
You know, I don't want to permanently block people. I don't think that's... So... Okay, I am really confused because those comments were there.
As I try them, they disappeared. Them disappeared, huh?
Day or two, month, year or what?
I'm so confused.
Oh, but this thing's gonna be on in the background.
Yeah, okay, I'll have to end this. I just wanted to